Real talk. No bull. Real talk. We're putting it all on the table. You know what to do.
Welcome. Episode 34. 34 Raw.
Yeah, yep, 34. We're
Yep.
knocking on 35's door.
Oh, yeah, fucking A. How are we this week, anyways?
Yeah, good, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
been a good week.
Okay.
Yep. Kicking goals, kicking ass.
So, we've got another guest in the house tonight.
Yeah, we got a special guest.
Yeah.
Yep, who have we got?
I think he's your dad.
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 We've got Dad. Papa
Yeah.
Dick.
Papa Dick.
Yep.
Hey, guys.
Richard.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
Really good.
yeah,
Glad
yeah.
to be here.
Yeah,
Yep.
wow. So,
Well,
you're up.
he did actually do the whole set, really.
The initial.
The
The
original.
initial set, because I cracked the shits.
Yeah, you cracked the
I
shit.
cracked the shit, stormed off because I was having a bad day, and Dad did all the painting and the cleaning and
The original set.
on the
so-
original set. Yep. So thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, an,
Glad to get
an,
started.
an integral part of the birth of Real Talk No Bull. So yeah, happy to have you on the podcast tonight, mate.
Thanks, boys. Thanks,
Yeah.
Tim.
So you're up from Melbourne on holiday.
Yeah, just took a bit of a break while the kids are on school holidays,
Yeah.
the grandkids.
Lovely.
So we thought we'd pop up, and it's good to come up during the school holidays because then they're at home. We can do stuff with them. So it's only a short break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think about a week.
Yeah.
about a week.
Still working from home though.
Yeah, working from home here on Monday. I work from home here on Mondays and Tuesdays and today, and then for the next 2 days, it's just sort of holiday and chill out and bit of Aussie World tomorrow, and as you do.
That's the one. That's the one. That's the
That's all
one.
they've spoken about, mate. Aussie World. Lucky for you guys, they didn't mention Wet and Wild or Dream World.
I know. I
Aussie-
looked at those prices. I mean,
Aussie World's a
man,
good time,
are you
man.
kidding me?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, it's better value for money. Well, I haven't been there, but I would
What?
imagine value
Man,
for money
my kids
wise.
loved it, and the good thing about Aussie World, bit of a plug for Aussie World here, but is that you can do nearly everything in the day that you're in the whole day that you're there.
Yeah.
Like my kids doubled up on some rides, and my kids were sort of tall enough to go on pretty much everything and do everything. And that's the cool thing about it, and so the kids get heaps of value out of it, and yeah, we had heaps of fun too. Yeah,
No, it's good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get me to go on the rides. yeah.
Absolutely, they will.
that's
The red,
it.
the red back.
Donna will watch from afar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. She'll hold the bags and everything.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Someone's
it.
got to do it.
So just we had some really positive feedback from last week's episode.
Yeah. It was a good one.
Don't be a cunt.
Yeah, don't be one. It's
With
like
Rogue-
with
Rogue
Rogue Liz. Yeah, yep. It's
So
an easy thing to think that you could get right, but a lot of people still get it wrong.
oh yeah.
I think we said that last week too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how you can still get that
yeah.
wrong, but
But I think deep down we all can be,
100%.
we all can be from time to time. I mean, none of us are perfect. I don't ever claim to be. I mean, my wife will say I am, but not.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever heard her say that.
Yeah, well, wishful
Unless your
thinking.
name starts to be called, unless you start changing your name to Nobody, 'cause
Yeah.
nobody's perfect.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
And but yeah, no, great episode last week, and it's a shame that you're here actually because it's a really hard one to follow.
Yeah,
To be
that was
fair.
a.
But no, it's awesome having you here, man.
Well, there's no cake.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Where's the cake?
Do you normally have cake?
No, but Rogue Liz brought one.
in your dad's defense and Dick's defense,
Yeah.
he hasn't listened to the episode yet, so he wouldn't have heard the
Yeah,
new.
true. Yeah, true.
He wouldn't
Yeah,
have
no,
heard.
you're
it
gonna
dro-
have
you,
to
you
watch
dropped
it.
it. You dropped it on Thursday, and we
yeah.
came up on Friday.
Or
That's
8
right.
o'clock our time.
About
Well,
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock your time. It probably didn't even get released at 8 o'clock anyway.
You know, us
No,
old
it's okay,
fogies
we've
will
got
be in bed by 9:30.
Yeah.
These days.
Nah, it's all right. We'll let it slip this time.
Yeah.
We'll let
Next
it
time
slide
you're up
this
here,
time.
mate,
Yeah.
please. bring
I
the
do
cake.
have one very important analytic that I've just come across.
Oh yes, please drop it.
17% female viewership in
Oh.
our audience now
That's a massive increase. In,
from
about to go-
2% last time we checked.
yeah.
Oh, it's about to go up even more.
Yeah, well, your dad's on.
Oh, yeah. Get him a stick. Back off, ladies.
Wearing this nice white shirt.
Back off. Back off.
Oh, I don't
That's
know
what I
what you're
said to him. I
looking
said
at,
to him, I said, Dad, you're a bit polished up for the episode, but
Well,
he's a professional.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, but it's been a good week, and yeah, heaps going on from Liz's episode.
Yep.
And we're sort of
on the cusp. We're on the verge.
Yeah, I think we kind of are. I think we kind of are. I think we've still got a little bit of ways to go. I mean, I'm not ready to run yet. You know what I mean? Like,
nah,
crawl before you can walk, and walk before you can run. And,
you gotta enjoy the.
No, we're just laying a solid foundation, mate. Can't build a good building without a good foundation.
Well, you can, but look at the Leaning Tower.
Wow.
Well, actually, no, therefore you can't.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Idiot.
But anyway, let's kick it off. Let's kick off the show, shall we?
Yeah, sure, man.
With everybody's favorite.
What ripped your undies?
Yeah. What ripped your undies?
So you don't need to do that.
I like to do it.
Yeah,
but I like to say it.
But you just doubled up. Because Dean with the magic of audio will lay that in there.
No, but that's what I wanted to do.
What ripped your undies? And then you come in with it. What ripped your undies? And so you're like an echo.
Yeah, that's right.
And now we've talked about it twice.
Yeah, so you fucked it up even more.
No, because
you fucked it up even more. I had every intent to do the same thing, like just say what ripped your undies because it excites me.
Yeah.
Well, and that's all I was going to do.
Just in case people missed it the first time.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we should just record your voice saying it so that then it's just your voice saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay.
Here we are.
You can start this week because you went.
I haven't got. I told you
No,
I'm like when we go to a restaurant, I'm the last person to go because I still don't know what I'm going to say yet. Yeah. I know who we should kick it off. Take it away, Dad. What ripped your undies this week?
What ripped my undies this week?
Yeah, go on, Dick. Bring
more specifically, what has Brayden done this week?
Well, I haven't been up here long enough. No, he's pretty good. I've got a couple, I think.
Whoa. Are we allowed to have a couple?
Wow, he's the guest.
Well, you're the guest, yeah.
Yeah,
no, you can have a couple. Go for it.
Well,
your family.
Yeah. We live on the Bellarine Peninsula. Nice area. It's pretty much like up here. Everyone's got the nature strips out the front. And I hate it when our bloody next door neighbour parks on our nature strip.
Yeah.
And he's got his nature strip empty. Yeah. I don't know why. I actually put a note on his car this time.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually said, very polite, please do not park here. But yeah, that sort of pisses me off because we have people coming round, we've got the driver, but they just want to park out the front. You got your own bloody nature strip, mate. Yeah. You just got your own nature strip. Just park.
Yeah.
That's fair enough, man. That's an unwritten.
I think so. That's got to be an unwritten law. You know? Don't park on someone else's nature strip, especially if your area is free.
That's right. Does he have a really nice green lawn?
I was just about to say he doesn't want to fuck his grass up.
Nah, it's shit. So park there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then I think the other one is I work part-time at the Geelong Animal Welfare Society on Saturday mornings. I work there it's free, it's volunteer work, clean the kennels, take the dogs for a walk.
Yeah, cool.
And what really pisses me off is every time I go there, there's some new dogs and you can see they're malnourished, really skinny. And, if you can't look after a fucking dog, don't have one. And if things are getting too tough, look for a better home for it before it gets to that stage.
Yeah.
I walk away every Saturday with a tear in my eye for a different dog.
Yeah.
So, well, hopefully that's a plug for GAWS, Geelong Animal Welfare Society. Give a dog a second chance. And it just breaks your heart seeing the dogs that come in there just because they're either old or people are just sick of them, So, I think that's what bust my chops or rip my undies.
Yeah. Well, no, that's it's definitely a hard one. Because I work in housing, as you know. I fix up houses, and sometimes when I'm around that places doing maintenance, I see animals in a bad way sometimes, and you kind of feel like you should do something about it. but then you run a fine line because it's kind of like if I was to ring animal welfare and then the dog gets removed, then it's kind of like if I've got to go back to that house to do more maintenance, then I put myself in risk. So it's like it's a really hard position to put myself in because it's kind of like I want to do something, but then I run a fine line of you know, of putting
They'll have an
myself
idea
in.
it's probably come from you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so it's a really hard position to be in sometimes. Yeah. But no, I agree. People need to do better when it comes to the animals.
Yeah. They're part of the family.
That's
well, most people that have pets or dogs, cats, whatever.
That's right.
If you really love your animals,
99% of people are doing the right thing by their animals.
They do.
You know? Yeah. No, I agree. All right. I guess what rips my undies this week is people who don't respect the handout.
The handout.
Yeah. Okay.
Like?
So like I just said, I work in housing. Okay. This week I'm working on a house. I won't say where it is or whatever. But it's been absolutely trashed. Like this house was boarded up because the tenant had been evicted and moved on, and then teenage kids were squatting in there, and then the house got boarded up again because they got in the first time, and then the house got boarded up, and then the kids sort of smashed in there, smashed their way in through asbestos walls.
Suckers! They thought they got away with it scot-free. Little did they know in 30 years' time they'll be dead.
Right? And you know, just trashed the place. Just absolutely trashed the place. They pulled copper pipes out of the ceiling. They took all the wires out the walls. They just put holes through the house. You know, they smashed it up. But you know, this is a part of society that are getting something kind of given to them because of the fact that they need housing. People need housing. Everyone needs housing, whether it's low socioeconomic housing or not. But a lot of the time, there's a very, I'd say not all people who live in housing are like this, but there is a minority of people who live in housing that just absolutely trash these houses. And it's kind of like, then they get evicted and it's kind of like, well, where do they go? Like, do they get moved into another house?
Move into another one and then trash that one probably.
Yeah. I mean, you know, kudos, keeps me in a job.
Yeah.
You know, job security.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know, like I've just always been a big respecter of property and people's stuff. And I mean, I was young, and yes, I did some really dumb shit when I was young, and I accept all of my faults for my past lives. That's you know, that's some things that I do regret, and I don't live by a lot of regret, but I would never trash a rental house or somewhere that I'm living, or you know.
Yeah. It's
something like that.
The handout.
And then you know, some of these things get put through as a UWT, so that's unfair wear and tear, and you know it'll go through a court tribunal, and they'll have to pay for the damages, but
they won't have the money to pay for the damages. So
$5-10 a week for the next 10 years, you know, to pay for it. You know, but anyways, that's what ripped my undies this week. I mean, but thankful for the work. Thank you. You're up. Well, it's your segment.
Yeah, I know it is, but I'm
You need to have these in the pipeline, man. Fucking like.
Well, this is what I was gonna get to.
In the slingshot.
No, mate. This week has been a ripper week. I don't have a what ripped your undies. I've been so
coincided
focused.
with me being up here, you see.
Yeah. Well, you guys have cooked and cleaned and done all the stuff, so yeah, it's been a pretty good week.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I have put some fucking hard work into myself.
Okay.
And I've focused on wherever I've just tried to change my outlook, the way I'm thinking, my habits, my processes. Thank you, Tony Robbins. No, but seriously, I don't have a ripped your undies this week.
Okay.
I really don't.
All right. So your consequence
fuck.
not having a Rip Your Undies lined up for this week is that next week you have to bring 2
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
I can do
table,
that.
and they can't be of the same topic.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So that's you for next week, mate.
But aren't you? But it's a good thing that I don't have one.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I applaud you. I applaud you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, I'll
it
double
is-
down next week.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is-
it was a cop out, but
it's a segment you wanted to run with, so you kind of gotta, it's like fucking hosting a party and not showing up, and
yeah, it's
and
like,
everyone's like, "Where's Brayden?"
Yeah,
Oh, well, he didn't want to come.
yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. But no, seriously, like, yeah, it's been a really good week, really good week for Brayden. So
Well, no, that's great. I'm fucking proud of you, mate.
yeah,
And as a parent, I think it's good to hear that.
Yes.
That your kids had a good week. And I'll always say, kid, you could be 50 or 60. Doesn't
That's right.
really matter.
That's right.
Always be our kid.
You always be your little prince.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Well, your daughters, you'll be a little princess.
yeah, definitely not Prince.
Yeah, your little
No,
prince. I'm going to call you a little prince from now on.
Don't do
Yeah.
that. That sounds a
Be
bit
like,
weird.
you little prince.
Yeah. That's like an Uncle Touchy. But anyway, all right.
all right,
Let's get into the nitty gritty.
Let's move on.
Do it.
Let's move on.
Let's do it. What have you got lined up for
We've
me,
used
old
our-
man?
We've used our 15 minutes.
Yeah, we
for
have.
admin.
We flogged that one.
No, that's
was a
about
good
right.
one.
That's about right. Yeah, that's about right. I've been tracking that over the last couple, about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
For that first part. Yeah. So we're gonna get into it. I got some questions for you because you're of the older generations and
Senior.
you're a very distinguished gentleman and you've lived a full life and you've had children and you've done all these things.
I don't know where you're getting all that from, but
No,
go on.
that's so I got some questions for
Sure.
you. Brayden doesn't know what these are. So this is all.
To be fair, though,
you
Brayden
know.
doesn't know what happens on any of these podcasts.
No, I mean usually we're just winging it, but I thought tonight
Yeah.
I'd try and organise some things because
I
I'd
knew you
sort
would.
of
I knew you would.
be good for the content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how boring he is.
So we're gonna start off with fatherhood, then versus now. Okay, it's an easy opener. All right, so it's we're just gonna ease into it. All right. So, what did being a good dad mean to you when you were raising your kids?
Ooh.
So, what did that look like to you,
Well,
being a good dad?
let's put this into context. This was what, if we look at it from when the kids were born up to about 13, 14, 15, even 18, yeah?
Yeah.
So we're going back into the early 90s.
Yep.
It was to provide, really provide for the kids, making sure that they had what they needed, spent time with them. But probably not, we probably didn't, I feel as I probably didn't spend enough time, but it was to spend time with them, quality time. And remember back then you didn't have all the stuff with the internet and everything else. So, the kids were looking for you to spend time with. And I just wanted to make sure that from when I was growing up, the difference was from when I was growing up, it was really more just, your dad's job was just to put food on the table, right, and a roof over your head. That was probably the extent of it. And now that's going back into the 60s, yeah? So I wanted to make sure that for me being a good dad, it wasn't just being a dad. It was trying to be a friend as well. But there's that fine line, I remember I come from a European family, and I remember once saying to my dad, I think I called him mate. Don't call me mate, I'm your father, right? And that's later on in life, that sort of twigged with me, and I thought, but why couldn't you be my mate? I want to be your mate, So I tried to be a little bit of that with the kids, probably not as much as people are these days. So even for Donna and I, this is as parents, we just wanted to be there for our kids, support them, make sure they were safe. That was the main thing, and to really come up with decent values. You were talking before about the kids that just trashed houses. You can't say that is all parents' fault, but it's they've got to take a little bit of responsibility as well. And just really for the Brayden and Brianna, my daughter and his sister, to just grow up with general values and good beliefs and just be nice.
Yeah.
So that's what it was like, bringing the kids up then. And there's the football.
Where did you raise the kids?
In Oakley.
Oakley?
Mainly it was Oakley.
Yep. That's in Melbourne, yeah?
Yeah. Yep. Oakley's in Melbourne. It's I don't know if people know Melbourne, but it's most people know Chadstone Shopping Centre, and it's that part. And they went to good schools. I think it was private schools. Brayden, where'd you go? Salesian College.
Money well spent, wasn't it?
Yeah, Salesian College. Idiots. So bringing them up in that era wasn't too bad. Because we got them involved in community things like Brayden was doing football. We have Auskick. Brandon was doing netball. So a lot of our time was spent during the week doing that. I was fortunate enough where I had a job where I had that flexibility, that I could go home at lunch times. It was only about 15 minutes down the road, help Donna out because she was working as well. So we'd make sure that I'd go home or Donna would go home, and, dinner would always be there for the kids. And so, it was just to make sure that we brought up our kids with good values and tried to do a little bit better than our parents did for us.
So being a good dad to you was like being involved.
Being involved.
Being involved.
And we would involve them as well. We had a good circle of friends, and as I've said to Brayden, when he moved up here, you're going to meet a lot of the friends that you're going to meet later on in life will stem from your kids' friends' parents, and you meet them from school. You go to school and then they have the fish and chip night, and they have the working bees and those sort of things, So they had a really good circle of friends, and they were always at our place, always at our place, and we'd encourage that. We know them, they knew us. We always knew where Brayden and Brianna were.
That's why there was no crazy drunk stories or anything like that.
Yeah, I watched that podcast where Brayden, I think you asked, what did you do that was grovelly? He's not boring. He just didn't get in trouble with the law. So he did a lot of other shit, but he just didn't get in trouble with the law that I know of anyway.
None. Except for the time I thought I burnt down a house.
Yeah, when you're just out smoking ciggies.
Yeah, and then I set fire to a tree when I was younger.
Yeah. But that was all right. That was a rented house. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was making sure we were there for our kids. We didn't have a lot of worries like nowadays where you've got to look. I mean, they went out in the street and played. Yeah. It was a quiet area, but we weren't concerned about dickheads with fucking machetes. I'm sure there were pedophiles back then, but there weren't as many as you hear about these days. Safety for your kids. There wasn't the internet where they could have been groomed or shit going in their minds that really shouldn't have. So it's a lot harder, I think, these days for parents to keep that even keel, but to make their kids also not feel isolated from their friends. Your kids still need to engage with their friends, and probably most of the times their friends are on the net and they're doing this and they're doing that. So it's that even balance. And then, that was the early years. And then, as they grew up, we were still pretty heavily involved with the kids. The same philosophy and approach. Donna and I went over to the UK. I went over for work. I was fortunate enough to go over on work. So I think that was back in 2005. Brayden would have been 17, I think. Yeah, probably about 17.
On the cusp of being 18, I think.
Yeah, and he didn't really want to go with us.
I thought I was in love.
At the time, he thought he was in love. So he stayed home with a friend of ours, and then we went with Brianna, and she enjoyed it and had a really good education, and came back into that family environment again. It was a long 2 years missing Brayden as well, but he'd come over every now and again. So, but that's always gone through. It's gone through the whole process, and it's always been values and respect. And I've always had that motto, this is me, and my wife has it the same, is that we can only be as happy as our saddest child. and we've lived by that. And so nothing can be right in our life 100% if I've known Brayden's got issues or if Brianna's got issues.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's
kind of like you're only as fast as your slowest member.
Yeah. So, and as any parent just wants the best for their child.
That's right.
You know. Yeah.
Guess that kind of leads into, so what did dads talk about? Oh, what did dads not talk about that they probably should have back then? Like, I guess because men were not really expected to talk, were they? Back then,
probably feelings. To be honest,
Grandpa wouldn't have spoken about feelings, surely.
Oh shit, no. I remember.
What did your dad do for a job?
Dad was a draftsman.
Yep.
And he worked for a company called Caterpillar. The big trucks and that. Yep. So he designed all the strengths of the graders, the buckets, the teeth of the buckets. I think he told you once I designed teeth of these buckets.
Yeah.
And so that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But our background,
So that would have been a pretty, male dominated industry, and like, what would you call that? Like corporate blue collar.
Sort of. But he'd still be in the factories, with the guys and that sort of stuff, And where we lived was, we live in a suburb called Strathmore. It's in Melbourne, and my uncle lived literally, probably a 2-minute bike ride away, and my grandfather, dad's dad, lived 30 seconds from my uncle, walk, right? So it was all close. And Dad would spend a lot of his time at my uncle's place on weekends and all that sort of stuff. He was building a business, so Dad would go there, and he was an electrical engineer. So he would go and work there. So to be honest, a lot of the time was either if we didn't go to my cousin's place, Dad would go there in the morning, and then we'd see him at lunchtime, and then he'd go back in the afternoon. So I was happy. We were happy because we'd go there a lot too. But
like he provided for you guys.
Yeah, I don't have too many memories of him actually playing with us. Yeah. So I really wanted to do that with our kids.
Yeah.
I was in the pool with them. We had an old Clark rubber pool, so we played the pool, or we'd play table tennis, or we'd always go on holidays. Come up here to Brizzy.
Yeah.
We do a lot of the road trips. Donna, my wife, loves the road trips, and so do I.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of memories of those road trips. But I don't. As a child myself and my brother, I've got 2 brothers. I don't think we ever went on holidays, but that was just also the European family background, And as I said before, my job is to put food on the table, send you to school, roof over your head, job's done.
Yeah.
Was there as much? Do you reckon there was much mental health issues back then because there wasn't as much pressure or stress, or in terms of all the male had to do was provide? Now it's where we've taken on a new role. Like, I'm still adapting to it.
Yeah, I think I can't talk much about Dad's era and when I was a kid. Look, I'd have to say I think mental health issues were always there.
Yeah.
Right. I truly think the level of mental health was always there, but no one spoke about it. No one talked about it. The men, I'm tough. I'm going to keep it all in.
Yeah.
And then as we progressed, and then me as a parent, I think I have had mental health issues. I think I suffer from ADHD, and things that I know that Brayden goes through himself with the ADHD, and I think, well, shit, man. Things are starting to line up for me now. I'm starting to understand they were his issues, but also my issues. I was just undiagnosed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I probably still am diagnosed, but I can see what the help that Brayden gets and how he deals with it. And some of that passes on to me. I think of those things.
Yeah.
But 100%, I think there's probably more awareness now. People talk about it a lot more freely. I never spoke about any of my issues with Brayden. To be honest, I probably didn't even speak about my issues with my wife either. Back then, how can everyone goes through it. It's just normal life. That was your thing. Well, No, everyone does. Everyone's got the same issues. So
right.
who am I going to talk to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've only got your friends and your mates
like,
with the
it's like
same.
we kind of have this moment of realization at some point in our life that we aren't really that special. Like we're all just one in fucking 7 point something billion, like.
Yeah, and when that penny drops, man, that is the best.
Yeah.
If we're thinking on the same page here, that penny drops about 2 weeks ago for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll often think, you go, well, am I happy? Am I not happy? Am I sad? Am I not sad? What is happy?
Yeah.
I mean, you might be happy, but you don't think you're happy because you've got a different portrayal or vision of what you really think happy is.
I watched something a little while ago about a guy talking about happiness, and this guy said to him, he says, "Are you happy, or have you found happiness?" And he says, "Well, I don't think it's a search for happiness as such. I think it's a search for peace, like to have an inner peace. It's not about being happy. Like happy's subjective, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Like, and it's like you could be feeling good, you could be having a good day, but you might not feel that happy, and that's okay.
I think that's where it gets blurred.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
people
where's
think.
that?
yeah.
Where's that even kill? I mean, there's I understand you can be sad, you can be really party happy, and how you're feeling most of the time is probably just exactly how you should be feeling.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah. It's like often I ask my wife, I'm like, "Yeah, are you all right? You don't look, like you like what's with the frown or whatever." And she's like, "Oh no, it's all right. I'm happy. I'm just not wearing it on the outside."
Yeah.
And I think that's also something that a lot of people don't realize either. Like you could just be relaxed, and you might
You're portraying it differently. That's right. How you portray your happiness
That's right.
is might be very different to how someone else is, but you could still be on the same level playing field.
That's right.
You're an individual. You're different. You'll see people with their smiles on their face all the time, and I think, I wish I could be like that.
They're hiding something.
But inside, that they probably are exactly the same as me. They just portray it a little bit differently.
That's right. Okay, so this is a question for you, Brayden. What was something about your dad that you didn't know until you were an adult?
There's a shitload he still doesn't know.
What's something that you figured out about your dad that you didn't know as a kid, but you come to realize it as you got older or you became an adult?
It was pretty cool. Yeah, now that I'm older, I can relate. Yeah, that's probably it.
That's a good answer actually, because I feel that answer too, because I think I was about 21 when I actually kind of clicked that my dad wasn't just a dad; he was a really good mate of mine.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it.
And that was like, because I was pretty wayward through my mid-teens and late teens and stuff. And I, so stubborn and selfish that I didn't need anybody, didn't need anyone's help. I didn't want anyone's advice. Like I was going to do it on my own, even if I fucked up, but then it was kind of like when I got to about 21, I kind of realized that I actually did need my parents' advice. I did need that help. I did need that wisdom. I did.
You don't realize that until you have a wife, and then you start having kids. Then you really, really understand why. Well, I'm not saying this, but like why they were the way they were, and and it's just all relatable.
Yeah,
it's just all relatable, and yeah.
I think it gets, but it does get a little bit harder as your kids get older, because you're then drawn into that. Am I giving advice or am I interfering?
Yeah.
And you don't want that advice to be taken as you're telling me what to do, or you're telling me, okay, this is how to treat that situation or that situation. So
a lot of the time that's what we want, mate. We don't want to think still.
Yeah.
We still want to be told, is it right or wrong?
Yeah. My case was a little bit different because, I sort of left home when I was about 17. So Dad and my relationship probably wasn't as close then as it should have been. Going back to what I said before, that was one of the things that I wanted to make sure with the kids, and I'm sure Brayden can think of probably a shitload of stuff later on. And what didn't I know about my dad? That I realised.
I think if I was to look at my dad and his dad's relationship, like my dad would probably say the same. You know, my granddad was a sergeant in the police force. My dad had a lot of brothers and sisters, Catholic family, and granddad was very much the worker, the staunch kind of police officer type guy. And then my nana was the homemaker. She looked after all the kids. She was fucking the matriarch of our family. She was the most wonderful person I've ever known. And I think Dad would say the same. Like, if I was to look at my dad's relationship with his dad and then my relationship with my dad, like there's a stone difference there, because I don't think that he wanted the same for his kids as he had with his dad, you know. And I think that's like a generational thing too. Like
each person bridges that gap. Eventually, the gap will be bridged.
So, is there anything you've tried to like one up your parents with, your parenting style versus how your parents raised you versus how you're now raising your kids? Like,
I wouldn't say one up. The one thing I'm doing differently, which is probably it's not a bad or a good thing. I've just got to be more aware of how I'm doing it, is giving the kids advice at a young age, because I'm just learning things now through books and stuff like that. If I had have known what I knew when not even at a younger age, but I'm just trying to give the kids a bit more tools at a younger age to use. But the thing is, they're too young to kind of they don't know how to use tools yet or work it out. So I think what I'm really trying to do is be their friend a lot more, because like I see how close we are. We're best mates. You know, I want to make sure that I've got that with my kids, but there's a fine line now while they're this young, where I need to sometimes be that, I wouldn't say prick, but the one that has to remind them that at the end of the day, I'm still your dad. You know, what I say goes. Well, not when I
kind of know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I'm not a militant, but like, you know, if I say at fucking 9 o'clock at night, stop yelling, stop fucking yelling. You know,
kids, they'll stretch that rubber band. Right?
Yeah.
So you've got to know, you know, the kids need to know how far they can stretch that rubber band before dad loses it. You know,
that's right. I definitely think my kids stretch the rubber band further than I would have stretched the rubber band with my kid, with my parents. But you know what I mean?
Because did you get beat? Did you cop a flogging?
Yeah, every now and again.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I got beaten or anything like that, but I copped a flogging when I deserved it. You know, and I think that's what the kids are missing.
Yeah, see,
to an extent.
I actually physically don't think I could hit my kids.
No, I've never done it.
You know, like I've given my kids a couple of smacks when they were little, and I just thought, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah, but that's it. And I think that's the difference.
It's a time period thing too.
It
right?
is a time period thing, right? Like, so, when I was growing up, man, you know, I was no fucking angel. Neither was my brother. And my dad had 3 boys. Mum died when I was 14, just turned 14. So there was dad and us, you know, for a little while anyway. And you know, we were no date at the beach. No. so, but even when Mum was alive, I think when we were growing up, you know, there'd be times we knew we were going to get the belt when we got home.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm talking holding your left hand and you're running around in circles.
Yeah.
Right. No, I don't think I ever did anywhere something like that to the kids, but shit, they did get smacked. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, I think we were talking about this the other week, right? It's kind of like, you know, back in those generations, like you got a bit of respect belted into you, right? And it worked for the most part. You know, like you knew that if you did that, you were going to get
there's a consequence.
There's
There's
right.
always a consequence to your actions.
And so now, with not being able to smack your kids, it's either parents they know how to communicate what they need to their kids without the smack, and there's parents who don't know how to communicate that, and so it's kind of like there's parents who heavily invest in learning how to do that, and then there's parents who don't. And so it's kind of like, whereas back in our day, all us kids were all cut from the same bit of jib, and well, I'd say jip rock over here. And it's kind of like, but now there's such a broad range of parenting styles that you're getting like a very broad, different all these different types of kids within the same generations. Whereas growing up, like all the kids were all very much the same.
That's when you could say boys will be boys, girls will be girls, because they, like you said, when we were that age, we're all cut from the same cloth, But now it's, you said, it's different parenting styles now, and that's what also fucks relationships now.
You got different parenting styles, but you've also got different parents. You've got different kids.
Yeah.
Right? Can you remember when you were growing up, hearing a lot of shit like the teenage gangs robbing people, breaking an entry, stealing cars?
No, stealing cars.
To the extent that it's happening now.
Oh no.
Right?
Yeah.
You didn't hear a lot about that. Now,
No.
I don't know why. There was just a bit more respect then. You had a lot more respect for your elders. I'm not saying you have to respect every elder. You need to earn the respect, yeah? But I just think sometimes we may have gone too far with, just that real soft parenting style.
100%.
I mean, I'd love to see the stats as saying, juvenile crime rates back 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then have a look at the juvenile crime rates now.
Yeah.
And
Dino.
And bar that
Look these
up,
up.
and graph that up with crime rates, juvenile crime rates, yeah, and see, well, and when did this? You're not allowed to really discipline your kid. No, I'm not talking, for all the bloody people out there. I'm not talking beating your kid up. And,
because there's a definitive line, because some, like,
you're not abusing them.
What's a disciplinary smack versus fucking abuse, and so it's kind of hard to say, oh well, smacking's allowed, but then it's kind of like, well, some people might take that to the nth degree,
possibly,
and and then it becomes abuse. So it's not just a disciplinary smack, is it? It's a fucking beating.
But the same used to, well, even schools.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell any of the Christian brothers, do my homework or throw my ruler out at him and still expect to come back tomorrow. Right? I'd be getting 6 of the best.
Yeah.
And I would all the time where they hurt that fucking much. You'd have to go and wash your hands under a cold tap to be able to pick up your pen again. Yeah, now that's draconian stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing that it even happened, right?
It is. It is. It was terrible.
Bring it back.
Absolutely terrible.
Bring it back.
I don't necessarily condone that, but you've got to
times were different.
There's got to be a little bit more discipline.
That's right.
I just think we've gone too far the other way.
100%.
So I do have some statistics.
Yeah, drop it on us.
So it is much worse than it was in the 80s, but we really peaked in the 90s with juvenile crime in Australia.
Yeah.
And it has dropped dramatically since. We're like 10-15% worse now than it was in the 80s, and the 90s was about 20-30% more than it is now.
Wow. So everyone was just coming down from the 80s, just fucking like wazzing out.
Yeah, absolutely. But
yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Stats.
All right.
Love a good stat.
Well, now we just have the tools to broadcast and share the crimes we're doing.
That's right. Absolutely.
Right.
Well, that's the other thing.
Like a driving force.
As you said, Dean, there's a lot more information out there that you can get and you hear about. You're right. There's more newscasts, podcasts, internet, and everything else, and you hear about it all the time.
Yeah.
Internet was the worst thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like most good things, it's always got a negative spin, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so as a parent, what's something you got wrong that you only can see clearly now?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a fucking good question, Tim. Real talk, no bull, hard-hitting questions.
Something that I got wrong as a parent back then. Not recognizing, I think, issues the kids might have had. Yeah, whether it be learning difficulties or patience or yeah, it's a hard one. It's
Nah, don't worry about that,
I
mate.
d- I
You didn't
don't-
have the tools or the knowledge
yeah,
then.
no, but
That's not your fault.
Oh,
Or something you didn't do or wrong, or that's
you
just...
can still have little regrets, you know. So you go, you know, look, I've in my circumstance, I wish my dad would have pushed me harder at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty successful in what I do, but I could have been more successful, or I could have gotten there a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, look, there's probably not too much. I do think we gave our kids a pretty good, well balanced life with opportunities.
Yeah.
And maybe being a bit more open with the kids at that time about just general life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I because I came from a split family, and my parents split when I was 4. And growing up, I don't have any memories of my parents actually being a couple. I can't really think back that far. But I can't imagine them. I can't envision them being a couple because they were so different. And my dad was always really open with us as kids, and I guess that's why I am the way I am now, right? I'm a very open book, and yeah, dad was always very open with us, and that's something that I am very grateful for. But I think that was because that helped him as well, because in times that he might not have had anybody to talk to, he's got his kids.
Yeah.
To be able to open up with, and you know, you can be pretty honest about things with kids, because kids don't always fully understand, but you're always going to get back some kind of some kind of honest answer from a kid too.
You kind of want to expose them a little bit.
Yeah.
To some shit too.
Yeah.
That's what I've got to rein it in, but you know, that's what I try to do with mine. Like if I've got an issue.
Oh man, we're really open with our kids.
I am, yeah.
If our kids have got any kind of question, I just answer it honestly.
Yeah.
There's no beating around the bush here. You know, like if they want to know, I'll tell, and I'll say, hey, do you want to know the honest truth about what you've just asked? Oh yeah, okay. So all right, well here you go. You don't know what you're gonna hear, but you're gonna hear it.
You can't unhear it.
And yeah, it's yeah. I think that's sort of something that my dad never had with his dad. And so then that's something that he probably wanted to instill with his kids.
Yeah.
And then we've gone a bit further with our kids. And I think that's sort of something that you're always going to do, right?
Yeah. As long as my kids know they can come to me to anything.
That's it.
And I can just protect them from it. Or not protect them from it, but like be the protector when they need it.
And you just hope that they're the ones that you come to for the advice or the knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? But the thing is, we've got it in our hands now. And so it's kind of like,
but
our kids are going to be smarter than us.
Yeah, but still, lived experience will still count for something.
Oh, of course.
For sure.
Of course.
For sure. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess as a father who you now have grandkids and everything, what's some advice that you could give to some new fathers coming into the world? Like if you were to write a handbook, what's some kind of piece of advice that you would take from there to give to somebody else?
Give them Dick's tip.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they'd go to jail for that.
Yeah, don't do that one.
Yeah. think as your kids grow up, just spend as much time as you can with them, and then a little bit more, and make time for them, and listen to them. Yeah, I think especially those early years, just enjoy the moment. You might think, oh, I couldn't be stuffed taking the footy. I couldn't be stuffed bloody netball. I couldn't. Oh, yeah, seriously, I just bloody got home from work. It's okay to bitch about it because you're just tired. Yeah. But when you're there in the moment, do it. Yeah. It's the memories you're going to make with your kids. Yeah. And I say this to Brayden, and I say this to Brayden, don't say to Brownie, she doesn't have any kids, but
she's got Rua.
It's the little things. Yeah. Your kids won't necessarily remember the big things, but it's the spontaneous things. Yeah. Like if it's Aussie World, right? Yeah, your kids love Aussie World, and they're always asking you to take me to Aussie World. Well, one day, without them even asking, tell them you're going to take them. Whoa, that was the day Dad took us to. Oh, it was a great bloody day, pick them up from school. Just go to Macca's on the way. It was something spontaneous. Yeah, they didn't have to ask for it. And it's just that it doesn't have to be a big thing for them to remember. Right. But it's the little things.
It's like I always say to my wife, it's like, do you remember what you got for Christmas as a kid? And it's like, no, you can never, ever remember anything you got for Christmas as a kid unless it was like a bike or something. But I don't remember the things I got. I remember the days that were had
that's right.
with the family.
Make those memories. I remember the days that we'd all get together for Christmas with our cousins. Christmas, we'd always do Christmas Eve. That's the Wog family. I can say Wog because I am one. It's you go to your rallies, and then on Christmas Day you go back there with all your presents and that sort of stuff, right? So it's the time that you spent. Yeah. And it really is. It's not necessarily you do what you can do, but it's just they're the things that the kids will remember. And as you get older, then you pass that on to your kids, and I pass that on to Brayden. Well, these are the things that we did, and you don't necessarily remember this but it did happen, and that was bad. But I know you didn't remember that because it wasn't the biggest thing in your life then, but you do remember the good things. Yeah. And it's what I find that as Brayden's kids get through the ages where I can now relate and try to relate to him and say, hey, your kids are 10. That's roughly the same age when I did this for you when you were 10. Remember when you were 10, this is what we did? And now that Brayden's old enough that he's got kids, now he can start to relate that, right? Where if you don't have something you can relate it to, it's difficult. But it's, as Brayden said before, he's now starting to realise, oh, shit, this is what Mum and Dad might have gone through, or this is what they had to deal with. Very different. Yeah. But, yeah, they're the things that my advice in a nutshell is enjoy the time with your kids. Yeah. And special memories don't have to cost a lot. Nah. And just be there for them. Just be there for them.
I've got a little tip.
Yeah. Go. I'm sure you do.
That's what they call a little dick. I got a bit of advice.
Micro penis.
Yeah, micro penis. Getting lost and caught in the 9 to 5 grind, pickups, drop-offs, extracurricular activities. It's fucking normal. So don't feel like you're alone or it's just happening to you. Yeah. Sure, it feels like shit to be in that spot, but it is quite normal to feel it. And I've only just recently, like weeks ago, have only come to fully understand that. And I think that's an important thing that doesn't get spoken about a lot as an adult or a dad.
And don't overthink your feelings. Yeah. Am I a good dad? Am I being a good dad? Am I doing this? Am I doing this right? And what are other people doing? You're probably fucking doing the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still do that to this day. And my wife Donna, I'll say, well, I wonder what other people are going to be doing. I wonder what they're doing. Probably the same thing. Probably the same thing as you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You know, but that's that. This probably goes back to the ADHD stuff. You know, you're always thinking, can I do better? Can I do better? Can I do better? And put so much pressure on yourself that's unwarranted. You know, no one gets given a handbook with kids, and that's just something that someone always, it's a throwaway line. Everyone says, well, there's no handbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there isn't. But what you've got to go on is the little bits and pieces you've picked up from your parents, the little bits and pieces you've picked up from your friends' parents, the little bits and pieces you've picked up, God forbid, say, TV or Tony Robbins or whatever. It's those little bits and pieces that you pick up. Not everyone has the answer for everything. And, you know, what you believe in isn't true, isn't necessarily true. It's just your beliefs. Yeah. And your beliefs come from what you've experienced in life, right? And if you've experienced bad shit, you're going to start to think that's, that might be norm, yeah? So, have faith and confidence in yourself, in what you think you are as a person. And it's okay to question yourself. It's okay to say, shit, you know, geez, I'm an arsehole. And then think, well, yeah, you know, sometimes I am. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That you're thinking that. I'd be worried about the person that didn't think he was an arsehole in that moment because he's got no, whatever.
That's right.
But at least if you're thinking, I shouldn't have done that, don't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got the chance to start again and control the ending.
That's right.
Yeah. Just what happened in the past, you can't do anything about that.
No.
But so if you got mad at your kids and you really think it was not deserved or whatever, yeah, okay, then you've got the rest of the fucking day to make up for it.
Mm. Yeah, I apologise to my kids if I've fucking stepped out of line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just because they're 10 and 7 doesn't mean that I can't step up and apologise.
Well, if they don't hear an apology from you when it's deserved, well, what are they learning?
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a leading from the front thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It is. It's 100%.
Yeah.
100. Just be nice to people.
That's
be nice.
That's it.
It's not hard.
No. Well, like Liz said, don't be
a
cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good for your kids to. It's good for kids like Brayden's age, even a little bit younger, to have a really good understanding of what their parents went through, and not just what their parents went through as parents, but what was your upbringing like? What was your school like? How did you go to school? Did you have friends? Your kids need to know that.
Yeah.
You know, were you good at school? Were you not good at school? What were your thoughts on school?
Yeah, my kids will tell you the story about how I got arrested.
Yeah.
And you don't. The last thing you want is for your kids to find out all this shit about you after you're gone.
That's right.
You know, because they couldn't talk to you.
Nah.
And that's and I'm fortunate that's how I was with a little bit with my dad. I found out a few things, nothing bad, but I thought, I wish I would have known that.
Yeah.
You know, or things about my mum. But I was really, really young, so it's a big regret. I didn't get to know her, and she didn't get to know the grandkids, and all that sort of. Couldn't get to go home and with my first job and buy some flowers and bring home flowers, that sort of stuff. So, so share that stuff with your kids so they know you're human as well. And
that's right. You
didn't have friends at school, or you did have friends at school. Who was your best friend? What did you do? You know, you skateboarded, you went down the creek, you caught yabbies, you know. You had slug gun and shooting the neighbours' birds, but you know, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and they need to know that you got into a bit of mischief as well. I mean, it's entertaining, you know. Right. And even now, when we put Abby and Zach to bed, you know, the grandkids, you know, every now and again I'll tell them a story about when Papa was a kid, but I suck them in all the time about all shit. And they go, is that true, Papa? You can't make that true. Of course I killed that shark.
Yeah, absolutely.
With me bare hands as well.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Hey, no, well, man, it's been awesome having you on.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's been a great little episode, and I think, there's a good insight there for a bit of fatherhood.
It's just normal fucking father shit.
Nah,
there's no
keep up the stuff because it's. I've often thought, I wish there was some shows just a day in the life of a real person.
Yeah.
Just this is what normal life is.
It's
Don't look at this
normal
shit
advice,
that's
mate.
on TV. The happy family and everything else. Everyone gets together in the morning at 6 o'clock and has bacon and eggs before school and this shit. Everything's calm. Well, fuck, that wasn't like that in our house.
Nah.
And it's probably not like that in yours trying to get the kids ready for school. So stop trying to live up to this.
I'm not even there.
Stop trying to live up to this bullshit image that people want to portray.
That's right.
Yeah. Life, if you haven't had the lows in life and you don't have the highs in life, you're not fucking experiencing life.
That's it.
Yeah.
lows is where the progress is.
Yeah. And you can't be happy without the lows because then you don't know what it is. Don't beat yourself up. If just run by that, I'll keep saying it. Just try to be nice, and that's. It's hard to get through life without fucking killing somebody. Yeah, and if you've gotten through every day, that's tick, right? And whether it's guys on the road, whether it's your boss, whether it's some other fucking numpty parking on your lawn, right? Just.
I hope he doesn't know you have a son that does a podcast because if you listen to it, he's going to hate you.
Yeah, probably. I'll probably have a truck on my lawn. Just do the best that you can, and be satisfied that it is the best that I can do, and talk to your kids, and it will automatically come from there.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. You go, mate. Round it out.
We haven't done what we're going to round off the show with. Your little thought today, or next week, or you want to do it now?
We'll do it next week. Yeah, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug the dads community because I think that this
it's a wholesome one.
Really pertains to what the dads community is all about. So
Absolutely.
if you're in the Moreton Bay region, north side of Brisbane, even sort of Brisbane Central, Sunshine Coast, if you want to get involved with a really awesome dads group, it's called the Dads Community. We've got two Facebook pages: Dads Community Private for the dads, and the Dads Community Public page, which is showcase for the dads community. So mums and all the women can join that one just to see what dads community's up to. It's a really good place for dads to be able to come and get some advice, share their hardships, open up, get connection. I think it's a really, really good thing for dads. And I'm going to share this episode with the dads community.
And on that, we should really thank the leader.
Yeah, our fearless cult leader.
Stephen.
Stephen Hurst. Yep.
Mr. Hurst.
Yeah. And as always, if you like what we do, like, comment, follow, subscribe, share. If you've got anything you want to add to this conversation.
If you don't like it, let us know.
Yeah, if you don't like what we do, fucking hit us up. But yeah, if you've got anything you want to add to the conversation, do that in the comments. And if you want us to talk about anything in particular, let us know. Reach out, DM us, PM us, fucking slide into Brayden's DMs.
Yeah.
And
just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's all we ask.
Yeah.
Just don't be a disc.
Yeah.
Dick.
Peace out.
Real talk. We're putting it all on the table. You know what to do.